Hello once again, boys and girls. Today, do I have some great gameplay for you? Oh, that didn't even sound good. It sounded better in my head. Anyway, it sounded actually really awesome in my head, but it came out pretty crappy. Here is the first set of replays here from the new Tier 8 Medium contest going on right now. I'm actually a week behind because I was on vacation, so you'll be getting 2 of these this week. This will be week 1's footage. These are actually off of the batch that I received for week 1. I'm trying to adjust my mic so that it doesn't really come in on the left or right side, instead right in the center, but it's kind of difficult. Anyway, this is Stand King again. He actually had a video posted up in the previous contest, week 5, batch 1, if I remember correctly. Here he is again with the awesome Indian Panzer, which is turning out to be a tank that gets sent in quite often, and I believe it's just because as of 8.5, a lot of people are grinding out the Leo 1. But it's a pretty awesome tank. I did a review on it for 8.5, and it's just phenomenal as far as gun, flankability, or ability to flank, if you, which I guess is the same thing. Its speed and kind of mobility is great. Armor is good on the front plate, except it has some fairly glaring weaknesses, I think. But other than that, it's an all-around great tank. Let's look at the pen real quick. This is not gold rounds. These are not gold rounds. These are regular rounds. As you can see, from 212 pen, 240 damage. So it's basically the long 88 is what this thing has. Except I think the long, yeah, 240. Same thing. So right here, he's going north on the 1-2 line, which is a pretty common approach that I usually take anyway on this map. And they just killed the team killer, the guy that was blue, as he, I think, killed another guy. So that is an IS? Yes. And he's on the Erlenberg map here in regular standard mode. I like this map a lot, actually. I do usually go north just because there's a lot better places to hide, I feel, and better places to spot people. The southern road, I feel, is too wide open, kind of. I do go that way sometimes, but not usually. It's pretty decent if you can get around that bend there down at J9, although this team did not do that. It looks like they didn't really send anybody south. Except there was actually, you know, with the team killing going on and stuff, this is actually a pretty decent game. So he's just kind of waiting right here for someone to pop out. One thing I did want to talk about is I actually got 2 or 3 games that people sent in with using gold rounds. I don't know if they didn't know they were supposed to or not. I'm going to put, you can see an annotation to the rules if you want to know what the rules are to send in a replay for this contest and how to send in the replay. But you can't use gold rounds or gold consumables. So just don't even bother sending in a game where you used gold rounds or consumables, because it won't, not only is it not going to be included in the contest, I won't even show it. So, because only people that are actually entered into the contest, even if they aren't going to win, I will show their videos. So they're just getting some great flank shots on these guys. I don't know what this team is doing. They're just basically hanging themselves right out in the open. Not great positioning. They're trying to get some shots on the south, but what they really just need to do is wait until the south pushes up to cap, which is what they're doing right now. They're really hurting these guys. And then if the north guys pull off the north to go help the south, then they should move in. Instead, they're sitting way out in the front and getting jacked up, turning their turret, and really leaving it wide open. Looks like he got hit in the cupola right there, though. Nice shot by Stand King. Let's see. So he's still camping a little bit here. I mean, if they're going to come out, you might as well shoot them. That's what I usually do. I get to a good spot, and I wait to see if enemies move up. If they'll move up, just shoot at them all day long. Now, you got to be careful because they can get you into a really nasty position, so you just have to really watch what you're doing. Tiger 2 going down like a champ, side armor, the whole 9 yards. The south has pretty much been crushed at this point. They are getting killed off a little bit by Artie there. Looks like they still have 2 Artie left, though. Is this that IS? Yeah, IS. Really worse armor than the Tiger 2. If he's going to do that, he might as well drive up and kill the T-43. If you're just going to sit out on the road, you're just going to get nailed. First of all, you're going to get nailed. Secondly, you're going to get Artied. So it looks like the Panther takes out the Jagdpanzer. I guess it's GW Ponter is how you would say that. And people, that is the correct pronunciation in German, dudes. So chill, bro. So the IS is dead, as I would imagine it would be. Now, I think this is the ISU 152. Yeah. Really bad side armor. The armor all around is actually pretty bad, but the side armor specifically is horrible. So it looks like they're coming back a little bit. They were down a couple tanks, I think. And now they're coming back. King decides, you know what, I need to go support the South. The South is getting wrecked. I mean, they're really just getting juiced. And now they just lost the RD down there. The South is done. It is donezo for the South. He says, all right, I got to go back. RTB, dudes. Looks like the TD and Super Pershing are trying to take care of this T-43, but there are other guys shooting at him. I think they just can't see him. Oh, there goes the 3002 DB, a tank I'm not looking forward to grinding out to get this Indian Panzer because it is atrociously bad. You can go see my guide on it if you want. T-43 getting a no damage pen, really lucky for this guy. But you can pretty much shoot this guy anywhere, especially with the 212 pen. As you can see, he gets shot right there through the mantlet and getting juiced. Pretty unfortunate getting shot in the ammunition. Let's see where he got hit, actually. Is it going to show? I wonder if it's right under the turret. That's odd. How'd you hit the ammo right there? Maybe it's on the side of the tank. I know the Tiger has the ammo on the sides. Anyway, let's get back to the game. Alright, here we go. So, getting pounded, and it looks like from two different sources. I don't think it's that 43 the whole time. He's getting hit by two different guys, I think. Shoots right over the guy's head, which is really weird. You would think at 47 meters you could never miss. I mean, why wouldn't it shoot right where you're aimed at? It's 47 meters. I mean, I could throw a rock at 50 meters and probably hit whatever I'm throwing a rock at. Well, maybe not. That's, what, half a football field? But I could get pretty damn close, and that's just my arm. I mean, if I had a gun, I could shoot a can off of a log at 50 meters, no problem. So, now the guy decides, you know what, it's time to get out of here. He gets juiced. ISU 152 is in great position here. Could have shot out that RD, but he's waiting for a reload, it looks like. King shoots at him. The 152 gets a lucky bounce off the mantlet, or he really should be dead, I think, at that point. They're still looking pretty good, the enemy team. They got 3 tanks and 3 RD. Could easily take these guys out. They only have 2 tanks and an RD left. King says, I need to take care of this guy. He's behind us. That's not a good idea. I can't take on the South frontally if I got this guy shooting me in the back. Still got a decent amount of hit points at 800. So he's flanking around the back, and this is exactly what I would do. And this is the kind of replays I'm looking for. Really smart medium use where he's thinking he probably will be popping up on the guy's side right there or his back. Doesn't see him. Oh, he figures out where he is. He's right there. Bam, you're dead. So that's exactly what he wanted to do, was flank him. The 152's out, and it looks like so is the Jagdpanzer. He's dead too. And now all they have left is a Super and 3 RDs. That can still be bad news if that Super just spots for RD and lets RD get all the kills. And that's assuming that RD gets some shots, because I know there's a lot of city on this map. King's thinking, right now, I'm going to go after the RD. I'm just going to mess them up so they can't screw up my team. Now the Super gets killed by the other RD. Oh, no, I'm sorry, by the TD. Let's fast forward this a tiny bit. It's getting kind of long. There's the GW Ponter. Apparently didn't know he was going to be shooting at this guy. And he gets nailed. I think he was still in God mode. Now he's trying to get a frontal shot on him. King's juking and dodging until he gets a shot right here. Does not get the kill. Gets hit for 500. I think that was splash damage because that would have hit for a lot more. Unless that's a little gun. Let's look where he hit him. Oh, maybe he did hit him in the top plate right there. I think that was the T-43 though. I want to say that's splash damage. And boom, you're dead. Takes out the first RD, the GW Ponter, probably their best RD right there. SU-14 still in the field, as well as the 1353. If that thing has an autoloader, I guess it would be better than these other guys, but I don't think it does. I think with the French RD, only the top 2 guys have autoloaders, I think. So here's another RD. Which one is this? That's the SU-14. Misses the shot, but The 13th F3 nails him for 200. He's now one shot from death. He was pretty much one shot from death right there. Luckily, he gets a hit on him right there, as well as hitting the track, and he's blocked from the SVU-14 getting a shot on him. Friendly Artie trying to take him out, and he gets taken out by Artie right there, or by King. Now, that was good maneuvering because he put this dead tank in between himself and the Artie. The Artie, I'm sure, is reloaded at this point. He's trying to juke and jive and get this guy to shoot. He's got one shot at this. And all he really has to do is wait for friendly Artie. Whoa, gets a wicked bounce off the SU-14 top plate, which is really strange. Artie should pretty much never bounce a shot, especially off a 212 pen gun. Anyway, great game. Nice work here by King, and let's get another game. And here's another game. I am trying to do 2 games per video that I show you for these contest videos. I was doing that all through the last contest, so this should be no shock or anything. This is 100 Killa in his Super Pershing, another tank that's been coming in a lot for the contest. It's mainly been T-44s, Types, Super Pershings, Indian Panzers, and I think that's kind of it. I haven't got any Pershings yet or anything. But anyway, as you can tell here, he's got 5 gold rounds loaded, but he doesn't use them in the game. So I know somebody was asking about clarity on that. You can have gold rounds or consumables loaded if you don't use them during the game. And I need to bump this map up. So anyway, watch what he does here. He's doing some great moves and stuff in the city here on Encounter and on the Ensk map. One thing I did want to talk about, and you guys are probably waiting for me to start talking about it in the first game, but it was that Wargaming has a plan to ban some additional World of Tanks mods. There, as far as I know anyway, are not going to be any mods that affect our mod pack, like stuff like white dead tanks and what was the other one? Aiming reticles or anything like that. What they're going to ban basically is stuff like laser pointers, hitbox skins, not hit skins, hitbox skins, where the tank's invisible and all you see are the actual modules of the tank. Those would be banned. Pretty much a lot of stuff that we don't use, auto shooters, auto fire extinguishers, you know, stuff like that. I don't think it's going to affect anything that we're using in the mod pack. Now that could change because it's just something I read on Overlord's blog. Actually, somebody brought it to my attention on the EU forums and got me all the links that I was asking for about, you know, where'd you get this information? And then he was saying, you know, they're nerd raging over there on the NA forums, and he supplied me with that link too because it happened to be on the EU boards where I heard about this. Actually, the news is kind of old. I think it came out in February 25th or something like that on Overlord's blog. Overlord is one of the devs for World of Tanks. Now, 100 Killa does a really good job right here watching the minimap. Sees the Tiger pulling up on him, trying to get some flank shots on him. The Tiger not doing any kind of armor angling at all. Apparently, he's a noob. Okay, he goes down right there from the M445. Anyway, it's all right if they ban some mods like that, and the way they're going to do it probably is, read your client and figure out if you're using these mods. XVM will not be banned. Overlord actually called that one out directly and said we will not be banning that. Also, no reticle mods or shot timers are going to be banned because it's something he said that if it's just a UI change, it's not going to be banned. And 100 Killa gets a great flank shot on this T-34 as his teammates start to collapse around this enemy group, which were kind of focused around the cap here. Didn't put enough people on the flank. That Tiger pushed up way too fast and hard without really looking and preparing him. Sets the IS-6 on fire. The IS-6 putting it out with a fire extinguisher, and boom, you're dead. Killa sends a shell right up the guy's ass. Killa doing a really good job here flanking, and you actually need to do this. I'm not sure if I talk about it in the Super Pershing video. Let's take a second to look at the Super Pershing. But you do want to flank with it if you can. It's very slow, so you have to be careful. But what you really need to watch out for is that machine gun port right. Let's see if right there. See that machine gun port? That's pretty much your weakness from the front. You don't want to give a guy the machine gun port. If you angle it like this, do it. It makes it a lot harder to get that shell in because basically there's a kind of a plate surrounding the machine gun port right there. See it? They have to actually shoot into that machine gun. If they hit the plate on the side, it's not going to go in. So you want to angle the machine gun turret away, or you want to block it up with something. Another one, a couple of other weak spots are really that cupola right there, and also the one on the other side, which is a lot harder to hit. And it's pretty much what you want to do with the Super Pershing. You still want to angle your armor, but you have to be careful because this side armor right here where the track is pretty weak and easy to shoot straight through. You don't get the double protection like you do on the hull, as you can see here, the double plating. You don't get that on the side right there, so you got to be real careful. But anyway, that's kind of what I wanted to tell you about the Super Pershing and how to play it a little bit. But yeah, there's a big uproar around NA. Garbad started a forum post. Looks like the KV, or is that an IS? IS hits 100 kilo pretty bad, probably right in the machine gun turret. Let's look real fast if we can. Where'd he shoot him? Oh, right there. Is that the shot? I don't think so. Interesting. Ghost shell, apparently. I don't really know. All right, let's get this thing moving on. So, IS is dead. Now they're basically surrounding these guys, getting jacked up pretty bad. I don't know what that dude's doing. Well, I guess he's trying to not get flanked, but he's getting flanked, so. Looks like the 890 line is completely dead. That is not good for 100 kills team. So, and here's the another IS getting shots in the backside because he's getting flanked. He's getting surrounded. There's nothing he can do at this point. The T-29 could be a boss and go up and try to push around these other two guys, the 100 killa and his buddy here, the IS-2, but he decides to just sit in the cap. Not a great idea when you have this many guys around you. It's just, you're going to get deaded pretty fast. It doesn't really matter if you're capping. They're just going to do that to you, and you're dead. So now there's the swing right there. A couple more tanks dead. And 100 killa and his team pretty much have the cap area. And here comes the 890 flanking squad right here that came around all the way around the backside. But it doesn't matter because the city group is dead, and there's no flank possible. So it's still going to be a straight-up brawl right here. IS-3 and 100 killa gets a nice shot into his side. 100 killa coming into this game with 4,600 damage. Really awesome game for the contest. Pretty much really looking for some more 4,000 point damage games, 4,000 damage games to show. I didn't get that many that weren't using gold rounds, so it was really hard to get a good replay to show. So now it's pretty much down to, looks like 100 killa is probably not doing as hot. Oh, there we go. Evening out the odds right there, and bam, again. Tiger P killing M445, and now Killa is all by himself, and this should really be pretty easy wrapping up for this team here, because the Artie should just come up from behind and shoot 100 Killa right in the ass, and the game would be over. Because this Tiger P at 100% can hold 100 off for a long time. That's really what should be happening. I don't know if that's happening because Artie's not used to pushing up like that, but we'll see. 100 killa doing a really good job. Now, remember I was talking about hiding that machine gun port? Check this out. Totally hidden machine gun port. Now, he is getting shot in the lower plate a little bit. It's still hard to shoot him there, but it's a lot easier to get a shell into that machine gun turret. So anyway, yeah, Garbad posted on the NA forum saying that reload timers are going to be banned, and all these things are going to be banned that we depend on, and, you know, like the map mod and stuff like that, and people are all pissed, when Overlord clearly stated, you know, that this was not the case. And I don't know if he knew that at the time, if Garbad knew that, but he did not edit his post and edit out those mods that Overlord specifically stated would not be removed. So really with the Tiger P, he's doing a good job angling his turret armor here. You have to do that in these German tanks, but what he really should be doing is pulling back. Well, he could probably shoot him in the cupola. He could shoot 100 in cupola, or if he's going to pull back like that, shoot him right in the machine gun port. That's what I usually do. But here we go with Killa getting some good shots on his cupola. This Tiger P should wipe the fence, or should have wiped the floor with 100. He was at 500 hit points. This guy was at full hit points, and now he's really just having a hard time doing anything because he's not sure what to do. What he really needs to do is get on 100 Killa's side. 100 Killa is the strongest in the front, especially in the turret like that. You do have shots on the cupola. You can take a shot, But if you shoot at that, whatever that is, looks like a smoke launcher or something, maybe it's a grenade launcher, you have a chance of hitting that and not the cupola in the back. I've done that before. Or you hit too low and you actually hit the top of the turret. That cupola is fairly hard to hit. And so I'd be pulling back, shooting them in the lower plate, or shooting them right in that the machine gun port. But again, let's get back to the game. 100, working him down. Where is the Artie? Where is this Artie? I don't see him playing any part in this fight. And really, if all he had to do was pull up and shoot him, take some pressure off this Tiger P, he could have killed this guy. But boom, 100 kills him. Nice, big, fat brawl right there. Good job, 100. So we're going to fast forward this a little bit. This video is getting slightly long here as he basically searches out the Artie. And he's saying, come on, man. At this point, he's telling him, you know what? Just give up, man. We already won. But you know, you're one shot from death. It's anybody's game still. So he decides to go into the cap to try to flush the Artie, or if the Artie's not going to flush out, just cap, right? So he's in there right now, racking up some points here, some cap points, waiting for the Artie to show his face. Now, at this point, he's kind of at a disadvantage because the Artie could show up on either side, and he'd have to swing his turret all the way around and try to get a shot off on him. And, oh, nope, there he is. There he is. It's a big fat Artie, too, SU-14. For some reason, I thought it was the M41, which I think is a kind of smaller, more mobile American Artie. But this is one of the bus-type Russian Arties. Probably made for more cold weather and does not have an open top, I don't think. Because open tops are cold, obviously, right? A lot of the American ones have open tops because they didn't have to... I think it's because they weren't really in the cold for very long or something. I'm not really positive on that. But anyway, boom, he's dead, and that's the game. Send your replays in to dgnetsubmissions@gmail.com. Check out the rules if you don't know what the rules are for the T8 medium contest. It's Tier 8 only medium contest. So check it out. I'll see you guys later.